Hey, welcome to Coco's Corner, where I will be reviewing TNA Impact. I'm a little bit under the weather. Time to take. Let's regroup. A little bit under the weather, a little bit weak. Been seeing doctors like crazy this week, so I'm gonna try the best I can. Just wanted to do this as quick as possible and get it up, so there's not that big of a delay. Down below, this Impact is a bit interesting. Down below, put win, loss, or tie in the comments. We do keep track of them. It is updated on our blog. So please put win, loss, or tie. If you think it was a win for TNA, loss, or a tie. Me personally, I'm going to give it a tie, but I can see it going either way. And this is going to be a big theme in TNA Impact reviews for a long time, unless they turn things around. The athletes did a great job in the ring. The matches were decent. Two of them, I thought you could argue which one was match of the night. There was two really, really good matches, depending on what style of wrestling you like. So in ring wise, it was a win, but booking wise, it was absolutely horrible. And I just feel bad. I really do feel bad for these athletes because they're putting on great matches, they're busting their asses, and just coming down, it's just absolutely garbage. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of TNA fans that say, oh, you're just a WWE fanboy, and you're going to say, you're just not going to back it up with, anything of value. So, I'm a little under the weather. This ain't going to be my best TNA Impact review, but you know what? I'm going to man up and do it. What I'm asking you is, if you think I'm a WWE fanboy, if you think, oh, I just hate on TNA, I want you down in the comments below. I want you to show me a show, a podcast, a YouTuber that talks positive about TNA. And the only reason I ask is I want to see what they say. I want to see, how they go about being so positive about such bad booking. I mean, do they just say it's better than WWE and that's it? I mean, how do you fill up a time slot? Do they say anything negative? So, please down in the comments put win, loss, or tie. And if you're really pro TNA, you're like, well, anyone who says anything bad about TNA ever is a WWE fanboy. WWE is worse. I would like to see what podcast you listen to. I want to see, unlike you, who are thumbs downing this and going away crying that I'm a WWE fanboy and the internet complains about everything. I want to see someone have the balls that I can just come on the air and talk. It doesn't take much. It takes a fucking webcam that talks 100% positive about TNA. Or if you go around calling people WWE fanboys, what podcast you expect? Because I found it almost like you can't say anything bad about TNA because the WWE fans don't watch this, and the TNA fans are like, oh, and 3 months ago, you said that Bully Ray didn't have a good segment. You're a WWE fanboy. And I didn't get to talk about this on Monday Night Raw, and there's a big debate, and I brought this up a lot, and I'm going to bring it up one more time just because, it happens a lot more on TNA. TNA and WWE copying each other needs to end. If you were different territories and you didn't have national television, okay, you could steal ideas off each other without that much of a time difference. But even in another country, a lot of people that are old school TNA fans think TNA has done all these original ideas. Most of TNA's original ideas were stolen from overseas. So even that, I think, is okay. Like, oh, they stole it from Lucha, they stole it from Pro Wrest, they stole this. I'm okay. But I think both companies should make it a pact not to copy off each other because it's getting disgustingly obvious, and they're both on national television. And TNA, the reason I'm going to focus on TNA and WWE, why we shouldn't copy each other, and there should be a time limit. If there hasn't been a Spider-Man reboot since the storyline has been on national TV, do another storyline. Try something more original. All right? We'll go with Spider-Man reboots, because who knows? I'm going to go watch Spider-Man 2 tonight, so I'm really excited. But if there hasn't been a new Spider-Man reboot, then you're not allowed to. No, well, I won't even say reboot. That's not fair. But if there's not even a new Spider-Man movie in between the storylines between WWE and TNA, you're not allowed to use it. And the reason I think TNA shouldn't copy is because, one, everyone, a majority of people see you as second rate. And if you're copying off what WWE does, have WWE stars, it just makes you look more second rate. There is no question. You know, like if Samoa Joe, EC3, and even Ring of Honor guys, New Japan guys, even that, there's a little bit of mystery. You're like, wow, Samoa Joe, Sting, Sanada, these guys were never in WWE. What could happen? Maybe TNA is better. And then you bring in WWE guys to put those guys over is a good thing. But copying and letting WWE guys win is horrible because, you know, the point of if you're gonna battle and you're number two, you have to steal fans from them. But if you're like, oh, TNA just copied WWE, people are like, oh, well, fuck it, I'm watching WWE. And not only that, but they also have the problem with this, because I didn't mention this on the pay-per-view recap. It costs $9 for everything at WWE. Ring of Honor and New Japan cost $14. So you're going to pay $40 fucking dollars, and you don't even compare to those products in the ring. TNA has to change the way they run business. They do, and even if you're the biggest TNA fan in the world, let's say TNA is the best at everything, and trust me, there are people out there that believe that. Let's say TNA is the best at everything. All right, to get a replay on YouTube of the pay-per-view costs $40. You can get the replay of the last pay-per-view and almost every pay-per-view and most Raws for $10 a month. You're going to have to change your business plan. The network is just killing you. Now, why WWE shouldn't copy? Because WWE shouldn't copy because the Kane with the hand, and then obviously they copied, blah, blah, blah. But the Spider-Man sequels. We're going with the Spider-Man sequel rule. You cannot use something a national company did without another Spider-Man movie coming out. That's what we're going with. That should be the rule. So, with the hand, why WWE shouldn't copy Kane and all that is because people, most likely people don't know what TNA is or don't give TNA a shot or whatever. But if you're WWE, you're number one by far. And then someone goes like, oh my God, you just copied off TNA. People are like, well, what's TNA? You know, it's almost like free advertising for TNA because people are going to complain, oh, you copied off TNA. Well, if they copied off TNA, what's TNA? So to me, I think we should make a pact. We should get together. Dixie Carter, Vince, come into my office. You cannot use the same storyline on national television that they used unless a brand new Spider-Man has come out. All right? Spider-Man 2 has come out. Fair game. Now until Spider-Man 3 comes out, the Amazing Spider-Man, of course, you cannot copy each other's storylines until then. I think that's a good rule for both companies. I'm glad you can make it, Dixie. I'm glad you can make it, Vince. Have safe travels home. So, yeah. So I'm all over the place on this, but for a win-loss tie, I'm giving it a tie because the athletes put on great matches. But the booking is absolutely garbage. All right, so let's break this down, shall we? MVP, Eric Young backstage, Mr. Anderson, Gunner, Bobby Roode all claim a shot at Young's TNA World Championship. I know this is a very American style of booking. I'm not even going to say this is WWE or TNA. This is just an American style of booking, which I think is pure garbage. Pure garbage. Why the fuck wouldn't everybody walk in that room? It's kind of like, you know, WWE, TNA did it in the back, and WWE does it in the ring. Well, I think I should get a title shot. Well, what the fuck? You know, like, what about everyone that, you know, granted, they all won their matches on Sunday, but there was more than 3 matches. Why the fuck ain't other people in that room? Be like, yo, bro, I want my fucking match. This is bullshit. So I don't knock TNA as much as I knock American wrestling. All right? Stop. Stop. Just random fucking guys walking into a room saying, I should be champion. No. Stop. Bad American pro wrestling. Bad American pro wrestling. Please do not do that. So yeah, they basically play a card game, and they're gonna have some type of fucking tournament. Whatever. It's fucking confusing. We'll get to the matches. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Just bad storytelling. Someone needs to pay attention. And on top of paying attention, this show wasn't fucking live. It wasn't live. Why the fuck did... Magnus goes out to the ring. He's very angry that he didn't get a title shot. But everyone's in the back fucking pulling cards. What? You know what I mean? That's like, hey, here's free fucking pizza, but I'm going to go over here and be like, you know what? Why aren't I getting fucking pizza? Hey, you fucking European fuck. Why don't you go in the room with the free fucking pizza? I don't fucking understand why he's angry. I don't understand why he didn't walk in the room. And even if you are, and this ain't live television, you're telling a story, at least make it a segment later. Because according to the story, we're in the zone, and we're telling a story. We live in this universe. We live in this universe where in the fucking moment, you can't be like, hey, everyone, pull a card. Everyone gets a shot at the title tonight. And then, oh, we're in the ring. Why not get? Well, why don't you be in the fucking back with the free pizza? I don't fucking understand why there wasn't a segment in between this. I don't understand why they just went straight to this. And this is just fucking horrible booking, not knowing what the fuck they're going to do. They have no fucking idea what they're doing. And that led to Abyss, Ultimate Run-In, blah, 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 blah. Still, no matches. It leads to, I actually give it more respect. Abyss ends up attacking Magnus, who ultimately runs away. Yeah, fucking that's a lot of respect. Alright, now, I'm going to tell you a grandpa moment, but let's go to this next segment. Bully Ray comes to the ring with a table with the name Dixie on it and says someone's going through a table tonight. Alright, 20 minutes, no wrestling. And I am, believe it or not, I am a legit TNA fan. I am not a WWE hater. There's a difference. You most likely might be a WWE hater, not a TNA fan. But as a TNA fan, yeah, this is just fucking garbage. All right, let's just go. Fucking Bully Ray comes at Dixie. He has to say, oh, what I was gonna say. I'm sorry, I had a grandpa moment there. What I was gonna say is, it's 20 minutes in, no wrestling. When did TNA become the sports entertainment company and WWE become the more pro wrestling company? That blows my fucking mind. We had a live chat in Google Plus with a lot of the internet inventory, and I brought up the question. As an old school TNA fan, it blows my mind that there's more wrestling on WWE and TNA has become entertainment. If you asked me that 5, 10 years ago, I would shit a golden brick. I'd be like, are you fucking for real? But anyway, Bully Ray comes to the ring and has it. He's going to threaten to throw it to the table. I think Bully Ray is one of the few, especially the ones that are still around, that came from WWE and has improved their character, has improved their game. I think from WWE, WWE, I don't want to say rejects, I don't want to say WWE has been, what am I going to say? People just from WWE. No, stars that are more known in WWE. That's good. Give myself Barry Horowitz for getting out of that corner. So stars that are more known for WWE, I don't think anyone has improved. I don't think anyone has improved that is still with the company besides Bully Ray. And he was part of Aces and Eights, and he's part of another horrible storyline. And from this day on, I will call him Bitch Ray. I know he likes to threaten podcasters, but let's get to it. Let's get the Bully Ray situation out of the way. From now on, he's Bitch Ray, and I know he likes to threaten podcasters for New York and shit. But listen, can Bully Ray kick my ass? Yes, he can, without a doubt. He's still a bitch. Now, hear me out on this. I grew up in New Jersey, where it's the capital of bullying. And we used to have this bully. His name was Jack. And he was like the baddest motherfucker in the world. Just fucking, we were in 6th grade, and Jack had a beard and looked like Jack fucking Bauer, okay? Just imagine Jack Bauer in his prime, being in the 6th grade. No one was fucking with the guy, you know? There was rumors that, we didn't even know what sex was. There was rumors he was sleeping with the teachers, he fucking smoked, he was the coolest fucking badass in the world, right? Sorry about that. So, whatchamacallit? So, Bully Ray, the Jack, he went to a brand new school. We all graduated, went to 7th grade, and Jack was still a badass. But by then, they had a bunch of high school people, and he threatened to beat up a bunch of high school people, and the high school people beat the shit out of him. Now, Jack could still beat the shit out of me. He could beat the shit out of everyone that was in his grade, but since he got his ass whooped, no one respected him anymore. So you could be a bully that can whoop someone's ass, but eventually, you know, if you get punked the fuck out, you're a bitch. And Bully Ray got punked the fuck out bad, like a couple times, and I know he's doing it. Give me 5 seconds. Oh, so this technical difficulty is brought to you by, holy crap, I should turn off Spike during a podcast. So, I know Bully Ray will do anything behind the scenes to get a spot. He had to go through aces and eights, and now he has to deal with this money mark bullshit. But you can never fucking respect him again. He's a complete bitch. Hold on, give me 5 seconds. Technical difficulty brought to you by, what the hell? What is that? I wonder if that happens on any other podcast. I'm sure that happens on ESPN all the time. Any nuts. Yes, so he's just a bitch, and we'll get into it, but let's get to the matches. Gunner defeated Mr. Anderson when James Storm attempted to interfere backfired, resulting in Gunner pulling out the victory. Gunner's really improving. Granted, I know he's a Marine machine gunner, so I'm a bit of a fan for him because Semper Fi, but I thought it was a pretty decent match. It just seemed kind of a waste, and after all that build-up and confusing who's drawing a card, I just thought they should have came out with something better. This is when they should have brought out the Wolves match and all that. It wasn't bad. You know, if you had to rate the match, it was a tie. It's pushing the storyline along, but there you go. Ethan Carter III comes to a ring for an interview. He says next week he'll be facing Kurt Angle. I look forward to that match. He had an expedition with Rockstar Spud. I love Rockstar Spud. I think he's one of the best guys on television. I really do like him. I like this segment. I'm a huge fan of Kurt Angle. At one time, I thought Kurt Angle was the best wrestler in the world, and you know, he's got to be one of the best wrestlers of all time, if not the best wrestler of all time. Kurt Angle's absolutely amazing. With all that said, EC3 has to fucking win this. I don't give a shit if there's shenanigans. I don't give a shit if there's run-ins. You already just made EC3 loss at a pay-per-view, but not many people saw that. I really think EC3, Eric Young is your money feud. I think EC3 is a guy like Bully Ray who's recreating himself and not having that WWE name. I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's a former WWE guy, but really he was on NXT as Bateman and then he was gone. So I hope EC3 somehow, someway beats Kurt Angle. I love Kurt Angle, but you know, I think it's time, Kurt. I think it's time for you to start putting over the people. You know, you're starting to get into John Cena range here. Bobby Roode defeated Gunner with the win. Roode earns a shot at Eric Young in the main event. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but the thing is, the only reason I'm glancing over these matches is because I want to get to the two matches that were absolutely amazing. The whole show going up to this was pretty blah to bad, but the last two matches were absolutely amazing. Alright, Dixie Carter showing in the building, flanked by security guards. Bully, I apologize, let's use his birth name. Bitch Ray comes down, and worst security guards in the world. You thought CM Punk had bad security guards. These security guards were absolutely horrible. And they just let him go in, and Bully Ray is taking forever to deal with this money mark because she has to pay the bills. You have to make her a star, and MVP saved her for some reason that I guess makes sense to MVP. And then he bans both people, and to me, Bully Ray, the character, this is Jack getting beat up by the high school kids. He'll never be a bully again. You can never take him seriously. Can Bully Ray beat me up? Yeah, without a doubt. But at the same time, you know, he's not taking my fucking milk money. It's just, how can you get bitched out by a fucking money mark? Fuck, Dixie, just fucking go away. Man, I hope Jared takes off. Alright, yeah, I don't know what to say about this, but I'm really feel bad for Bully Ray, because he had to deal with aces and eights, and now he has to deal with this money mark. And Bully Ray is just a politic and fucking whore. Oh, I'm going to work with Hogan. I'm going to work with Dixie. You know, congratulations. It just makes me sad because he has the talent. He doesn't have to be doing this bullshit. But what the fuck? Bully Ray is a badass motherfucker. The security guards move out of the way. But then MVP's music hits. He's like, all right, I'm going to listen. And then he takes her. It's just fucking garbage. Get the fucking money mark out of there. I know she's paying the bills. Get the fucking money mark off television. You know what? If you want, make her a valet or a manager for someone. But really, if she's not going to go through a table, and what is Bully Ray going to do to her? I mean, where the fuck does this go? Are we going to have to pay for a pay? Who gives a shit? Remember when Bully Ray just was a badass motherfucker? Even in the ECW days, WWE days. Now you're just a bitch. Some fucking money mark. MVP's music stopped you. You know, I'm pretty sure. I don't want to go into it. I'm a huge Dudley's fan, and it's just sad. You know what I mean? It's like going to see your hero, but he's pissing, shitting, and puking on himself. You're just like, man, I wish this was better. Willow defeats James Storm, and this was probably the worst match of the night. Pure fucking garbage. He shoved down the referee, ended in a DQ. This is very All Japan-like, where they're just like, hey, let's get an old star out there, and no one needs to win or lose. Get it? It's just, it was literally a waste of time. It was the biggest fucking waste of time ever. So yeah, Willow defeats James Storm via DQ. The beautiful people come out to the ring in evening gowns, and they did a skit earlier that TNA told them to dress up nicer and stuff, and then they were going to strip. Very hot chicks. Because, you know, when you're an ugly guy, there's two things that ugly guys can review. It's just universal. It's law. It's scientific fact. Pro wrestling and strippers. So as an expert, as an ugly guy who can review strippers and pro wrestling, they are crazy hot. Not so fast, my comrade. They are horrible, horrible strippers. I kind of like the storyline. It was cute, you know, I guess, you know. But the biggest thing of it was Gail Kim came out. I love Gail Kim. I'd love to see Gail Kim in the main event. The beautiful people with Gail Kim. So, I don't know. A lot of people might not like this. I thought it was a bit cheesy, but I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, you got the beautiful people, you got Gail Kim, and they got over. I don't know if they got over on us, but it's kind of like, oh, okay, you got us. Good one, pal. Good one. But at the same time, they weren't like Bully Ray. They're like, I fooled you all. Like, all right, you fooled us all. You have to care to be fooled, kids. So yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was. But, you know, beautiful people. Even if you're only going to strip for like 10 seconds, man, thank God you can wrestle. Because you wouldn't make it as a stripper. But I don't know, you're pretty fucking hot. People would just probably throw money at you for walking on stage. But yeah, you're stripping. Your stripping lacks a little something, sweetheart. So I give the segment an A+. I give your stripping a D-. To me, match of the night, it could be a two-way tie. It depends what you want. If you like fast-paced X Division type matches like I do, this was the match of the night. It was Sanada and the Wolves defeat the Bromans and DJZ in a 6-man tag match, and it was fast-paced. It had a little bit of comedy since the Bromans. I thought this was match of the night, but I could see if you're like, no, I like more slower pace, heavyweight type match, I could see you saying Eric Young beating Bobby Roode. Now, I really kind of, even though I gave this a tie, I kind of shit on previous segments. I kind of shit on the regular matches, just glossed them over. If you are watching this review going, hey, where are the good matches? Just watch the last hour. Sanada and the Wolf. Just watch the last two matches. Fuck the last hour. The last two matches, I think, man, this is what TNA should be. This is what TNA should be. Fuck that other shit. You know, just dump that other shit. Throw all that other shit out. Sanada and the Wolves to beat the Bromans, DJZ. I know they're more of a sports entertainment company now, and as an old school TNA fan, that statement hurts me more than it probably hurts you, fanboys, because, you know, TNA used to be amazing in ring. This just had a little bit of sports entertainment, but a lot of great wrestling. I can't give it enough praise the next two matches, but if you like X Division fast-paced matches like I do, athletic competition, it did have a little bit of sports entertainment, so it had a little something for everyone. Sonata and the Wolves defeating the Bromans, DJZ in a six-man tag was absolutely amazing. The main event, granted, they had to draw cards and go through March Madness and drunk and spin the bottle. I don't fucking know how Bobby got here. Worst fucking breakdown ever, but it doesn't matter. Bobby Roode got here. Eric Young defeated Bobby Roode in one hell of a main event. I mean, matter of fact, I might give the show a tie, but these last two matches is the biggest fucking win TNA has done in a long time. If they just got the rest of the show in order, even the beautiful people, passable, just get rid of everything else. Matter of fact, have a 1 hour show. Have Sanada and the Wolves defeat the Bromans and DJZ, six-man tags, open it up, have the beautiful people segment in the middle, and then have Eric Young defend the title at the end. Bam! Best goddamn show on television. I'm going to give this a Daredevil rating. Everyone shits on Daredevil. Like, oh, Ben Affleck. Fuck you. Ben Affleck's the bomb. But anyway, but yeah, a lot of people shit on Daredevil. But if you edit Daredevil down, Daredevil would be an awesome pilot. If you just took out all the crap parts, this is an awesome 1 hour show. If you just have Sanada, Wolves, versus Bromans, DJZ, the beautiful people breaking it up, and Eric Young, Bobby Roode, cut everything else out. Just drop it. Don't even bother. Put on infomercials. Just go out. Just leave your podcast and come back. Just stop showing shit. So I have to suggest, you know, if you're like, oh, TNA review, I'd like to see fat guys yelling, but I wonder if I should watch the show. Your best bet is to watch Beautiful People. Yeah, and it's not even that good, but I enjoyed it. Plus, Gail Kim is there. Sanada and the Wolves and Eric Young. Watch those three things. That's what makes this show a tie. And if this was TNA, if this was TNA 24/7, then yeah. I kind of wish, like, if I could, I'm going to open letter to Dixie Carter. Dixie, I know we're not friends, but I do care for your success. If you could just fire creative and put on good matches, your show would be a million times better. Let's just get rid of creative. Don't even fucking bother. Don't. Just put on fucking matches. Because my whole thing is, yeah, you have a little bit of sports entertainment if you want. You know, you have to get other people involved. Promos are important. But you're not good at that aspect of it. I mean, Eric Young is pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I like Eric Young's promos. Bobby Roode is good. Bromans do a lot of good comedy spots. The rest of the show is just garbage. And you know what? A long time ago, and I bring this up every time TNA has good matches and horrible booking, a long time ago, Dixie Carter embarrassed a whole roster and degraded them on national television. You need to do the same exact thing, except you need to apologize. You need to get the roster up on the Impact Zone, and just, you know, Kid Cash and Homicide were the only ones that had fucking balls back then. Hey, dude, people gotta fucking kiss ass and go through some hard shit to pay the bills. But I don't know if you stood there and listened to that bitch run her fucking mouth for a paycheck, just know I feel sorry for you. I would not want that life. And I'm not saying I have the best life in the world, but I probably would fucking walk out. That's one thing I hate about pro wrestling in America, and I guess worldwide. But America, it's so obvious, just the ass kissing factor. But I think, Dixie Carter needs to get the roster on the Impact Zone and open up an Impact and apologize to them for failing miserably. You can do that in New York. Because the wrestlers ain't failing, it's you. You're the one failing. So yeah, overall, I give it a tie. Please put win-loss tie. Let's see. Bam. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's go to some live comments. Forsaken says loss. Let's see. X-Ray Vision says, hey, Forsaken, thanks, man. Just saw the draft video. Only been home for a few hours. All right. This is why Boom Boom hates me just reading comments. I'll read them all. How would you book Eric Young's world champion reign, and who do you think deserves next up? That's a really good question, Mike Ashman. I have to call my friend Stashman because I'm so stressed over it. I probably would. You're already in trouble. You're already fucked. So what they're doing is pretty good, but I don't know if I would have had him beat Bobby Roode so fast, or I would do something. I would have him where the Bobby Roode feud goes on a little bit longer, and then I would have him where Dixie Carter gets in the corner of EC3. Because it seems weird that Dixie Carter, I'm talking storyline-wise, kayfabe-wise, everything. Why would Dixie Carter fucking go fight Bully Ray, who's supposed to be a fucking badass, and not fucking support EC3? I thought, why don't you just stay with EC3 and Spud and be their manager? Spud and EC3 are so talented and so funny they can hide her. But really, where's this feud going? Where was Bully Ray going to get you through a table? Are you going to have a match? I don't understand. I would have the Bobby Roode thing last a little bit longer, and then I would have Spud, Dixie, and EC3 become a fraction of them. But I'd have them become a group, and then I would have them go battle Eric Young, because I think you need Dixie Carter there because she's a money mark. So you need to hide her with entertaining people and not Bully Ray looking like a bitch. And just have those three fuck with Eric Young, and that would be the money feud. But I'd definitely like to see it spread out with Bobby Roode a little bit longer. And of course, Austin Aries, but we live in a world where you have to kiss ass and talent means nothing. And when you sit back and go, wow, wrestling really sucks. Anyone that's ever been in the back, TNA, met these athletes, FCW, NXT, WWE, a lot of people are like, oh man, this is great, I'm a big boy, I'm in the back. Trust me, if you've never been back there, the most disappointing thing in the fucking world is how much they kiss ass. It's fucking beyond embarrassing. It's beyond, if you're a Sheamus fan, you won't be if you see him in the locker room. You're just like, what the fuck? I don't know. I just wish talent had more to do with it. And hopefully with Triple H and Daniel Bryan, hopefully it leads in that direction. Hopefully with the pressure of New York and Jeff Jarrett coming, TNA will lead in that direction. But right now, the fact that Austin Aries said mean stuff and he's not on television, it's kind of bullshit. So yeah, I'd like to even see Austin Aries possibly come back to be heel, maybe even be on Dixie Carter's side. Who knows? But if you need the money mark, I would definitely have the money mark with talented people hiding as a manager and trying to use her influence to benefit her own family and team. Not, hey, let's go against Bully fucking Ray, our toughest character, and make him a bitch. What the fuck are you thinking? And I know what Bully Ray's thinking. Hey, I'll get with Hogan. I'll get with Dixie. I'll get with Eric Bischoff. I'll keep being a main eventer. And that's why pro wrestling sucks. It's because people like betraying Sheamus. So yeah, that's what I would do. Just to, shooting off the cuff here. And obviously, I'm gonna think. Malik Douglas says tie. I don't think it was that bad. I agree. A guy named Bruce Blitz and people on his podcast usually less critical of TNA and usually bring up things like about it, but they're still in Alright, I don't know what that is. So another Bruce Blitz. So he's a guy named Bruce Blitz, and the people on his podcast are usually less critical of TNA. They really bring up things they like about it, but they're still in. And I guess he didn't finish that sentence. Alright, so I'll have to check out. A lot of people watch Bruce Blitz. I had no idea who Bruce Blitz was until I fucking started doing a podcast. And I only watched one show, and I was like, alright, I got it. Like, but maybe I'll check it out. But yeah, I mean, I try to do what's good about it, but the problem is like, eventually you become PR, and I don't want that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get paid from TNA, and I don't fucking give a fuck. I want to give honest opinions. You know, like, one guy, like, there's pro wrestling, there's all these fucking positive guys, and, you know, there's a big thing on the internet, like, this ain't even just pro wrestling, it's a big thing on the internet now, like, oh, well, the establishment would do great if it wasn't for the internet. I'm not in the fucking business of PR. I just fucking want to sit down, shoot the shit, and give you my honest opinion. The thing I hate about a lot of podcasters, and I'm not throwing Bruce Blitz on this, because, like I said, I never watched Bruce Blitz, besides one time. You know, one time, and it was basically because of fucking trolls like, why watch this guy? Watch Bruce Blitz. And I turned on Bruce Blitz, and like 10 minutes in the show, he's like, oh, I don't even really like wrestling. I'm like, I'm done. Done. So maybe he's good. I'll give Bruce Blitz another chance. But there's other podcasters and other people in wrestling that I just know are positive pieces of shit. And then when the camera's off, was it good? Look me in the fucking eye. Was the product good? And you're like, oh, of course not. No, it was horrible. Then why? Why do that for the fucking views? Why do that for the fucking subscribers? Really? And fucking YouTube doesn't pay wrestling podcasters fucking dick. Just be yourself and be fucking honest. And all these fucking guys, like, you know, it reminds me of Stewie Griffin. Establishment, establishment. You know, that fucking scene from Family Guy where he just talks about how great the establishment is. Listen, I know in YouTube and the internet generation saying, oh, the internet is bad, gets you more likes and subscribes. I know people going, wow, the product is good, fucking, I love everything, gets you a lot more younger viewers. Because we live in, not me, I'm old, but you live in a generation where everything has to be positive all the fucking time. And then you're like, wow, why is my country drone striking people that I know nothing about? Why is the internet fucking being destroyed in my home country? Why is someone in the NSA watching me masturbate? Why? Because you go, everything needs to be positive. Let's not complain. And you know what? If I lose subscribers and viewers and all that, fuck it, dude. Shit, I'd rather be me. I could be, if I wanted to be a sellout piece of shit, I could be working in wrestling. If I wanted to be a sellout piece of shit, I could be doing real media. But no, I want to sit on my fat ass, talk shit on YouTube, and hear different people's opinions. So yeah, because if I ever meet Bruce Blitz, which the odds are very slim, I'd be like, do you really think it's good? And I don't know what he would say, but I guarantee I've met so many people in wrestling radio, podcast, and YouTube. As soon as the camera rolled, let me be the average YouTuber. TNA was amazing. Like, comment, subscribe. I love everything. I love you. I love you. I love you. Love, 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 love. And I am over. You better not steal my fucking catchphrase, YouTube. And then they're like, hey, dude, fucking TNA sucks. Fuck my fans. Fuck the internet. Fuck everything. These fucking douchebags. Oh, we're back. I love TNA. TNA was great. And I love you. Like it's a fucking brother love fest. Fuck that shit. Be honest, you pieces of shit. Be honest. I don't want to throw people under the bus, but there are some YouTubers, when you meet them face to face, they're not so TNA happy. Alright, so let's go on. Alright, bam. I don't know what the rest of that sentence was, so it was pretty good. Mike Ashman. Mainstream pro wrestling creative don't have the love for pro wrestling to cook up a new meal with the following formula. And I agree. Mike Ashman, and that's been a problem for a real long time, because the problem is, people that kiss enough ass to get into pro wrestling don't enjoy pro wrestling, and that's why they can kiss enough ass. You know, Dunn, Dixie Carter, these people don't fucking like pro wrestling. And I wonder even if Vince McMahon likes it. Alright, Forsaken's welcoming someone to the thing. I'm surprised that I don't have to repick any spots. Ha! all just guesses. X-ray vision. Hey, sometimes you got to bet. He's talking about TNA or NXT draft. Watch X-ray vision win it. Sometimes you just gotta go crazy. Bam, bam, and two more messages, and then I gotta go watch Spider-Man 2. RF Video posted a new shoot with AJ Styles. Looks good. Yeah, AJ Styles. I wouldn't say this without sounding too Fruity Fruit Loops. He's a sweetheart. He's just one hell of a guy. Probably the greatest guy in the world. I don't know how good of a shoot interview is. I would probably go. I have a hard time supporting RF Video just because back in the day, you know, he did naughty things. But I don't know. I guess maybe I'm getting soft in my old age. I don't know. But yeah, AJ Styles is a sweetheart, so I don't know how good the shoot interview is. But I'd like to see it. Aaron Morris, since all WWE videos are now exclusive on network and not carried by DirecTV, Dish, etc., do you think TNA viewers will take a hit? Well, I think all pro wrestling is going to take a hit. Even if you think TNA is the greatest product in the world, you got to pay $40 for that one time, compared to $10. Like, you know what I mean? It's the same thing with New Japan. New Japan was trying to sell pay-per-views for $30 to $50. It's crazy. It's crazy. The network is going to kill pro wrestling. The competitors, they have to change the way they do shit. Yeah, I think it will hurt TNA, but not only TNA. I just think it will hurt pro wrestling. You're gonna have to come up with creative ways. You can't carbon copy WWE anymore. TNA for a long time, business-wise, well, pay-per-view, you know, tried to beat WWE, and you can't do that. You're gonna have to come up with original stuff, maybe on YouTube, maybe on Ustream. How to get money? You're gonna have to think differently. We need a Steve Jobs of wrestling promoters, because you never know. Like, my whole thing is, when I ran a show, I thought differently and made money. Everyone was like, "Oh, you got to make DVDs." We couldn't afford the equipment. We couldn't afford marketing. We didn't have names. So we're like, "No, we are going to give our content away for free on a 24/7 stream." And we did it. This was way before WWE Network. So people that are like, "Oh, WWE Network, they go fuck yourself, WWE." But we did Combat TV, and then we sold the rights to Combat TV to TV markets around the world. Like, really, like, it was crazy how many people in Brazil would watch us, how many people in Greece, how many people in India would watch Combat TV. And we were small fed out of Florida, running 3 shows a week, drawing 300 to 500 people. You know, sometimes we'd have a bad crowd, but averaging about 300 to 500 people. And we would be making lots of profit because we thought outside the box. At the time, no one was streaming. No one was getting commercials. And we were getting millions and millions of people watching us. And the product, television-wise, was not that good. And, you got to think outside the box. And I hope that's what Jared is doing. I don't think you can do the pay-per-view market. I don't think you can do the DVD market anymore. I think those days are dead. I think you have to come up with something new. I mean, maybe I would maybe hit Netflix or Hulu or something, or get rid of pay-per-views altogether. They have to think outside the box. They cannot take the regular pro wrestling business plan and dare compete, because even if it's the best product, I think New Japan is the best product. My honest to God opinion, I think New Japan is the best product in the world. I wish more people could see it. But when I go on air and say, "Hey, pay $40 to Ustream," or pay $10 for everything that we can do, it's going to hurt the market for a long time. And Vince isn't only benefiting his future; he's benefiting. It's going to be harder and harder to compete with them, and it's always been very hard. All right. I have to go because I got to watch Spider-Man 2, and it's my wife's birthday. I want to say happy birthday to my wife. I'm going to take her to Mexican restaurants and watch Spider-Man 2. Please, in the comments, put win, loss, or tie. I've been a little bit under the weather, so starting next week, I'm going to try to come back this full force. Yeah, Terry Funk has not been kind to me as far as health goes, but I'm still going to try my best and have fun with it. So, yeah. Go to Kocosports.com, KOCOsports.com, buy an internet infantry t-shirt, and there's probably a lot more I have to say, but I really have to go. Go to Kocosports.com and click on everything. That's your homework assignment. I'm sure, just start clicking. Click, go crazy. I'm going to be doing a live podcast probably next Sunday, and I'll give you more details about that in the future. All right, so Kocosports.com. With that, happy birthday to my wife, and I am over.